It's the early 90s and Terminator 2 Judgment Day was dominating the box office, captivating audiences with its high-octane action and unforgettable characters. The film that gave us everything. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the T-1000 and perhaps most importantly, the toy line we didn't know we needed. While these toys weren't exactly a perfect replica of the movie, they were packed with creativity straight from Kenner's imagination. Loosely inspired by the film, these figures captured the essence of Terminator 2, giving fans a chance to own a piece of a futuristic world, even if it wasn't exactly how it looks on screen. Hi, I'm Paul the Toy Scavenger, and this is the Toy Scavenger's toy history of Terminator 2 figures by Kenner.
Terminator is back.
Make sure you have your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle and get ready to face the future. It's time to dive into the world of Terminator 2 action figures. So when Terminator 2 hit the theatres in 1991, it wasn't just a massive film event, it was a cultural movement. So it makes sense that Kenner would seize the opportunity to cash in on the movie's success with a toy line. Kenner Toys was founded in 1947. It gained fame in the 1970s for creating action figures and toys based on popular movies and TV franchises. Their breakthrough came with Star Wars in 1977, making the start of their dominance in the movie tie-in toy market. In the 1980s and 1990s, Kenner expanded its portfolio with successful toy lines for Indiana Jones, Aliens, Police Academy, Jurassic Park and the Real Ghostbusters. They also launched the Terminator 2 Judgment Day figures, which while not always film accurate, captured the essence of the movie with imaginative designs. But unlike other movie-based lines, Kenner didn't just give us simple action figures, they went above and beyond. Their toys were packed with unique features from battle-damaged torsos to exploding T-1000s, trying to make them stand out from the rest of the competition. And they set a standard for future 90s movie figures in similar styles. In the late 70s there was some controversy as they produced an Alien toy, which was based on the 1979 Alien film. Despite the film's mature themes, Kenner marketed the action figure and aimed it at children, which raised concern about appropriateness. The backlash led to Kenner pulling the Alien figure from the stores. This issue resurfaced with the Terminator 2 toys as a violent nature of film clashed with the new market of action figures aimed at a younger audience. But Kenner's ability to balance the mature content of these properties with more kid-friendly approach to the toys was a delicate challenge, but they continued to push forward with it. I mean, what kid wouldn't want a killer robot from the future as a toy? I know I did. So Kenner managed to avoid any of these issues this time around, learning from their past mistakes, and push forward with the production of the figures for the toy line. So this Terminator 2 toy line featured a range of figures, each bringing a different aspect of the film world to life. Some directly from the movie and others from the expanded world that Kenner's creativity always brought to the table. So let's take a look at them. So in the first wave, we got Battle Damaged Terminator. This figure allowed you to open the chest to reveal the Terminator's internal endoskeleton. The chest could be blown open, simulating the damage sustained in battle, making it a standout feature for the fans. Blast the T-1000. Modelled after the T-1000 in its police officer form in the helicopter, this figure came with missile launching capabilities, adding extra action and fun to the figure beyond what was actually shown in the film. Power Arm Terminator. The most accurate to the film, this figure came with 3 interchangeable arms. A rocket launcher, a claw, a standard robotic arm with a spike. This allowed for a more dynamic play, reflecting the Terminator's ability to adapt in battle, making it one of the most iconic figures in the line. Techno Punch Terminator. Rather than a press of a button, this figure featured a twisting mechanism that activated the punch in action, mimicking the Terminator's brutal combat style from the film. A simple twist of the figure would unleash a powerful punch, making it a fun interactive toy. And those eyes would also light up when light went in through the head. Exploding T-1000. This one looked closest to Robert Patrick, with parts that could explode off when triggered. The version of the T-1000 was inspired by its shape-shifting abilities, adding a dramatic effect that captured the chaos of the character's destructive form from the film. The Ultimate Terminator. A key figure in the line, the Ultimate Terminator came with a voice feature, enabling him to speak famous lines such as "Hasta la vista, baby," and "I'll be back," making it a fun favourite and a must-have for collectors. It was also huge. Now, still wave 1, but they started releasing more figures. And next up we had John Connor, who came with a motorcycle accessory, offering kids the chance to recreate the scenes of him evading the T-1000. Key moments in that film. As the only human character in the line, he brought a grounded element to the collection. Secret Weapon Terminator. This figure had a secret weapon hidden inside his chest and was the closest figure to resemble the original Terminator from the first film. He also came with a Gatling gun, which was pretty cool. This one is actually one of my favourites. Meltdown Terminator. This figure came with a water shooting backpack, allowing for some fun play action when kids could shoot water from the Terminator's back. Not sure what this actually was simulating. It could have been something like liquid metal form from the T-1000. Damage Repair Terminator. This one was equipped with battle repair tools and it let the kids fix the Terminator's battle damaged head and arms, adding to interactive hands-on elements of the toy line. It came with loads and loads of repair accessories also. White Hot T-1000, another version of the T-1000, this figure had a chest that could melt when exposed to warm water, offering a unique interactive feature that mimicked the shape-shifting abilities of the T-1000. When I say melt, it just changed colour. Cyber Grip Villain. This figure was an entirely original creation by Kenner. It's not seen in any of the films. With a gripping claw feature, this menacing new character would add a unique element to the toy line, expanding the Terminator 2 universe beyond the film's characters and introducing new play possibilities for the fans. Endo Glow Terminator. This figure featured a glow-in-the-dark effect, making it stand out from the rest of the figures, giving it a futuristic, eerie presence. That played on the Terminator's robotic, otherworldly nature. They also made some playsets and some vehicles. First up is the Bioflesh Regenerator, mould and destroy your own Terminator. The Bioflesh Regenerator was created in the year 2030. This awesome unit is used completely to cover the metal skeleton of the Terminator with real skin to make it totally undetectable to humans. What a great playset this was, even if it never actually worked. I've tried and the results, well, you can check out one of my videos. We also got a mobile assault vehicle because we all remember that scene where Arnie jumped in the futuristic car. There was a heavy metal cycle which actually kind of featured in the films because he was on a bike, but if they didn't include a motorcycle there would be an absolute injustice. The T-800 needed a bike. There was actually another vehicle, but they're not officially Kenner. It's an attack copter that was released just in the South America and a VHS set that was also released there too. But these don't really class as Kenner and they're not on the checklist, but they really do need a mention because they are so cool. Once these figures had been released, Kenner then decided to move on to the Future War Wave, which featured characters and concepts inspired by future battles hinted at in the movie. Basically, it was a lot of repaints and new accessories added to the previously mentioned figures, but with new names. Power Arm now became Free Strike, Techno Punch was Metal Mash Terminator, and Meltdown Terminator became Hot Blast, but kept the water sprayer. They also introduced something called Chromium. There was Battle Ready Terminator, which featured dual swinging cannons for heavy combat, and a new Hidden Power Terminator. They also just put a few of the originals in these new cards, adding a more futuristic style combat to the toy line. Now you would have noticed that even though these didn't really feature in the films, they were loosely based on Terminators. And some of the figures in the toy line were entirely original concepts by Kenner, like the Cyber Grip Villain and Chromium, a strange goat-like cyborg. These characters didn't appear in the Terminator 2 movie, but they helped expand the universe in the ways the movie didn't explore, providing new opportunities for play and imagination, even though they were rubbish. As the interest dropped in the films as the 90s went on, so did the sales, so Kenner decided to pull the plug.
I'll be back.
But as time went on, the line had another chance to evolve. In 1997, Kenner released the 3D series, a repaint of the original figures on a new 3D style packaging. The Battle Ready Terminator returned in a new line, as did the exploding T-1000 and John Connor. These would also be available to purchase in the Universal Studios shop after you've had a ride on the Terminator 2 Battle Across Time. But by this point the line was essentially terminated. But even though that was the end, the Terminator toys left a lasting legacy. With their detailed sculpts, their crazy features and a distinctive blend of the film-inspired and original characters, these figures quickly became a staple for collections and fans alike. Kenner's decision to go beyond the movie plot, crafting toys that sparked the imagination, set them apart from other toy lines in that era. Kenner's creative approach influenced future movie tie-ins, with companies like Hasbro and Mattel drawing inspiration from their mix of action and imagination. Toy lines like Last Action Hero and Demolition Man mirrored Kenner's style to the point where, as a kid, it would have been easy to confuse the figures from these collections, given their similar size and style. The T-800 and the T-1000 figures in particular still hold a special place in fans' hearts as the first toy versions of these iconic characters. With their cutting-edge facial likeness and intricate details, they were ahead of their time and set a high standard for future movie-based toys. The introduction of features like battle damage was revolutionary. It was a theme that continued throughout the 90s, not just in Terminator 2 figures, but across the industry. While the toys aren't commanding high prices on the secondary market today, they remain accessible. With most sealed figures available between £20 to £60, this makes them a great starting point for collectors or fans of the Terminator franchise wanting to own a piece of the 90s toy history without breaking the bank. The T2 figures also paved the way for other forms of Terminator merchandise, from video games and posters to model kits, ensuring the franchise's lasting relevance in the 90s. Even after Kenner stopped producing the toys, other toy companies like McFarlane took up the mantle, creating even more detailed figures that kept the love for Terminator 2 alive. And as we wrap up things, it's clear that the Kenner's Terminator 2 toy line holds a special spot in the hearts of collectors and fans. It's a rare example of a toy line that combines innovation and nostalgia, leaving a lasting legacy that still influences toys today. So next time you spot a Terminator 2 action figure on the shelf in a charity shop, be it a Cybergrip villain or even a Chromium, take a moment to appreciate how ahead of its time Kenner's toy line truly was. As for Terminator 2 itself, the film may have told us that the future is uncertain, but one thing for sure, the toy line remains one of the most ambitious and beloved of the 90s. So there you have it, Kenner's Terminator 2 toy line history by the Toy Scavenger. A collection that took the apocalypse and turned it into hours of playtime fun. Whether you're a killer robot from the future, or a teenager on the run, or just a fan of all things 90s, these toys are a perfect reminder of a time when action figures were bold, creative, and just a little bonkers. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, or if you just like hearing about action figures with battle damage and rocket launching arms, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. We want to hear your thoughts. What was your favourite figure? Did you ever find a Cybergrip villain lurking in the toy aisles and know what the hell it was? Remember, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, TikTok, X, all at Toy Scavenger, and you can buy T2 figures and loads of other vintage toys at thetoyscavenger.com. Until next time, remember the future may be uncertain, but great toys, they're forever. I'll be back with more toy history and soon more toy hunts. I'll be Paul the Toy Scavenger. Hasta la vista, collectors. I'll see you soon.